Hi there, this is Åsa with a new process video. Today I'm making a rather different layout in my book. And I'm using a floral as my background. This is a Swedish paper from a company called Reprint. And I'm using this lovely photo of my daughter. It's in sepia tone, and I'm also using these I think they're called dazzles from Hot of the Press, and they are a couple of years old now, and I bought 2 packages of them because I had really struggled to find them at all, and this second set is almost untouched. So I thought it would be fun to dive into it. My daughter has been really interested in everything steampunk for a while now, and on the photo she's wearing the goggles and this lovely hat, and she's doing a kind of a dress-up thing. So I thought that was really fun. The dazzles, they are called steampunk, I think. And I'm doing some mixed media today. And I'm starting with layering the photo onto 2 pieces of brown 6x6 papers, and that will be pretty much the only paper stuff going on this page. The rest will be the dazzles and a couple of different medias to tone down and kind of tone up again the dazzles. This is a style that I'm really envious about when people master it. It is very popular here in Sweden, Scandinavia, and I have a couple of really wonderful favorites of artists that really master this kind of style, the romantic, the prima style. And sometimes I wish I had more like patience to make a project that style, because I obviously you need to put a lot of time into each project, and hand on my heart, that's not really my way of doing things. I want it to be fairly quick, but this time I'm kind of touching that technique a bit, and I will take my time to really do the thing that I had on my mind from the beginning. I have now adhered the photo block to the page, and this is something really different for me to start with, because I normally glue down my photo block at the end of the process and do lots of things to the photo block, but this time I had to have it in place on the background as soon as possible, because I'm placing my dazzles all around the photo block, on top of the photo, bordering or bridging the background with the photo block, and I'm also making a cluster at the lower right corner. So this page will basically have 3 spots where I will place the dazzles and where I'm later going to place my embellishments. So it's the lower left corner of the photo block, and the upper right corner of the photo block, and this lower right corner. So those will be the places where I finally will concentrate my embellishments. So now I'm just going crazy with these stickers, and I'm placing them so that I get like an overflow of pieces, but I don't overlap them much, but I kind of put them close together so that they form a lace kind of border treatment with the photo and in the corner. I love this style, I really do. I think it's very inspiring, very romantic, and very at the same time like technical and steampunky, I guess. It's the whole idea, I think, the Victorian kind of science fiction type of decorations. I just had a couple of stickers left on that first sheet, so I cut away the the bigger part of the sticker sheet just to get a smaller piece for storage. This chain sticker, I cut it apart and used it in a couple of different places because it was too it didn't happen a lot on that stretch, so I decided to cut it apart and use it as small pieces instead, because that made the sticker a lot more interesting. And for example, I'm using a piece of it to make a chain holding that lovely watch there. So this is pretty much the foundation and the texture of this page, because this will be my texture. I will place 3 words on the page as well, and they come from the sticky sheet, and they are just random, very sweet words. So I will write inspire, beauty and fly in different places around the photo block. And I thought that was fun. I wasn't really pleased with the font because it's mixed font, and I think that's hard to use really, but anyway, I will cover it up and it will be part of the texture on this page. Now I'm done with the stickers, and now it's time to bring out some media. And I'm working with gesso today to cover up all the stickers. And at this time I felt this is this is a moment where it could go either way. I totally make it or I totally break it. So I use a sponge and I dab the gesso onto the stickers and a bit around it, so to tone down the blackness and to soften up some of the other edges that I've created already on the page. It was a bit scary to place or put and dab gesso onto the photo, but after a while I just continued doing this, and I got a very clean and white surface on the page. This whiteness was not what I had in mind, because the paper itself, it's got a much softer tone, and it's not white in any way. So I got some, this is the refill bottle from the color box chestnut roan ink pad, and I'm mixing it a bit with the gesso to create another tone, and then I'm just dabbing it on top of everything to get rid of the whiteness. And now begins the kind of the finishing process here. I use a wet wipe to get rid of some of the paint that I have gotten onto the photo, so it almost creates like a little frame, and then I do it all again, and I try to make another tone and try to soften everything again, and then I feel that didn't work really well, so I'm going back with a wet wipe and I'm trying some more. But at the end I thought I needed to stop at some point, and I thought that was it was a bit scary, but at the same time it was fun to do something different for once. And now I'm starting to think about what can I do more with this page, because it's not done. I need to do something more. So I bring out the actual ink pad, the chestnut roan color box, and then I'm starting to color the top of the stickers. I try to bring out the texture once more. First I take away the color, and then I need to kind of magically get them to stand out again, but in a completely different way with this brown ink. And I don't think that I succeed very well, because I should have perhaps made it a little bit more pink not just brown. But stay with me, it will get a bit better at the end of this process. I'm trying to kind of rub the sponge over the thickers so that the texture of the thickers pick up the brown ink. And I'm just continuing that until I feel that I need to stop. And while I have that ink pad out, I also ink the edges of the entire sheet there, and that felt important since I had pretty much made it a lot darker than it was from the beginning. Soon my recording will stop, and off camera, without knowing that I was off camera, I used my cotton towel and I gently wiped off some of the paint and the ink from the dazzle stickers so that it appeared a bit darker, and now you can see what a difference that made. So I got a lot of texture back, and it gave a lot of more dimension to the page. Now I went digging for my box of paper flowers, and a while back, or perhaps a year back, I just poured every paper flower bottle that I have had into a large box instead of having this huge amount of different kinds of pretty storage. And I just, since I don't use paper flowers very often anymore, I decided to just get rid of all the extra packaging and only have this one bag or box. And that was a very good decision, I think, because I got a lot of room back, and it's pretty fun to flip through these flowers in this kind of way once I'm going to use them. So that was totally okay and a nice decision. Now I'm looking for flowers that are fairly small and that go with the same kind of colors as the background page. But these will be more bright on the page, and they will lighten up the distressed feeling that I have added with the ink. It took a while for me to decide where I wanted to place these flowers, but in the finished project it has those 3 spots that I mentioned earlier, and that was something that I felt was the best choice, and it also made the layout go more to the side when I added the flowers at the lower right corner. I couldn't place them just around the photo because then the layout got too centered to the photo and you missed out on a lot more of the page. I'm covering up some of the dazzles there. That watch, for example, it was a bit hard to start placing things on top of it because I thought that was really beautiful, but the part that you still see still keeps that whole beauty and interest. I'm going over all the flowers with some gold pearl maker, liquid pearl. You know the product. It's a thick dimensional paint which you can use to make dots. And then I had some distress stickles, glitter in gold, and I'm going all around the clusters with that product as well. And in the final photos, the still photos, you can see the effect that gave. It's not a very obvious glitter effect, but it gives some shine and a small kind of gold feeling to the places where I've added it. So that's a product I seldom use, but I'm really happy that I have it, because for this kind of layout it becomes really a nice effect. So this is the finished page, and it will look a bit pale, I think, on the close-up photos, but you get the feeling where all this ended. I'm so pleased with this page. It had many moments where I thought, oh, now I destroyed it. But I think when you get to this page in my album, it gives a wow effect, which is really fun. And I got to try another style, and that was fun as well. In the close-ups here you can see that I have rubbed off some of the paint from those tassels and make them appear more on the page. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. This is Åsa. Bye!